Welcome to the Discover Universal podcast. My name is Dylan.
And I'm Cassie.
And today we're talking about something super special. We are talking about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic.
We are inside of Universal Epic Universe opening in 2025. And this is one of the many areas that we get to experience, the story immersions that we get to see. And this one's going to be very special, I think.
Yeah, every time they build a new land, it seems like it gets bigger and better every single time.
It does, because we have the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade, as well as the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley. Yeah. And so this is the third installment, or the trilogy, if you will, of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter here at Universal Orlando Resort.
Do you go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley often?
I do. Well, because it's here at Universal Studios Florida. This is where we record the podcast. And so it's just a short little walk across the park. And I'm there often to get ice cream.
What's your favorite flavor?
Favorite place? Pistachio.
Pistachio.
Yeah. How about you?
I am a sticky toffee pudding kind of person.
Okay.
What about you, Michelle?
I like the salted caramel blondie.
All delicious options.
Choice.
I actually
Salty
like
and sweet.
to mix these as well.
Okay, which ones do you mix?
Yours and mine.
Sticky toffee and that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. I love that. That's a very Gryffindor thing.
Is it?
Of you guys
it is
to do.
brave. It is brave of you to mix
It
two.
is.
Yeah.
But
Two
also
flavors.
you guys are, you're complimentary because you're in the
we're
same
the cool ones. I don't
Hogwarts
know.
house. Yeah, and I'm just over here. I'm just a little Hufflepuff. It's fine.
She goes to the magical menagerie.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, we love Hufflepuffs. It's fine.
Yeah.
So we should also ask our guests when they're coming on what houses they're with. Yeah,
We should. I feel like it really tells a lot about a person.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
I'm excited about that. Well, and speaking of food, there's a lot of food to experience at this land, as well as an attraction and shopping and immersive experiences and a show. And so there's a lot to dive into, and they're going to kind of break down the whole story behind everything, the inspiration, because there's kind of a duo of different experiences here in this land, which
seems to be,
they'll explain more. Yeah. I mentioned Fantastic Beasts is going to be brought to life. So that franchise, as well as the Harry Potter franchise, of course. And Fantastic Beasts is something we haven't quite seen here at the parks yet. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we will in 2025.
We will.
I'm excited to talk about it.
We will. Have you seen those films?
I have.
Me too. Yeah. I watched all 3 this weekend.
Of course you did. That's a very Hufflepuff thing of you to do.
Yeah. And I've been listening to the music. I'm really getting into the Harry Potter vibe. So
yeah. Good call. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get our guests on. So we have a surprise for you all, especially if you are big fans of Harry Potter. We have 2 of the people that are working on the amazing project over at Universal Epic Universe. Can you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Yeah, my name is Scott Verble. I'm the executive producer for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic.
And I am Cara Pfost Brown and one of the associate producers working on our land.
Excellent. Welcome. How long have you both been with the company for?
Coming up on 12 years now.
Amazing.
Yep. 8 years for me next week.
Today, we want to talk about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. And can you all share a little bit about the backstory of this land? I know we have a couple of different types of experiences here inside that we'll see once the park opens in 2025, but tell us a little bit more about that narrative.
Yeah, so the land, we describe it as it takes place from the rise of Grindelwald to the fall of Voldemort. So for the first time, we're really spanning the entire Wizarding World franchise, exploring both the Fantastic Beast and the Harry Potter area. The land itself is focused on late 1920s Paris, as seen in the second Fantastic Beast film. And we really are just excited to be able to show a new side of the Wizarding World that we haven't displayed in the parks before. So there's going to be familiar faces, there's going to be familiar creatures, but a whole new spin and twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super exciting to, as a Potter fan myself, to explore a new geographical location of the Wizarding World. I mean, we're all familiar with Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley from the books, where we know Gringotts. We're super excited about the ride in our land, taking us to the Ministry of Magic for the very first time. But this is kind of a new thing for Universal and for the Wizarding World. We're seeing an aspect of the world that we haven't explored in the books. We know Fleur Delacour and her family are from France, but that's really kind of the only glimpse we get into the broader Wizarding World. So we have lots of touchstones for what's familiar in our land with creatures and different kinds of currency, but the architecture and the graphics that you'll see is so inherently Paris, but also so inherently wizarding.
Okay.
So it's going to be familiar, but also completely new and just ripe for discovery.
So they're going to be wowed the second they step in, I would assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
The scale alone is just going to blow people away when they're standing underneath the Phoenix Arch looking down Place Cachet. It's incredible. And then the closer you get, the more details you see, the carvings, the texture, the props, and just the world comes alive the closer you look. It's awesome.
So tell us what it's like stepping through the portal then. Like, because obviously there's a portal to enter this this amazing place.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So when the guests walk through the portal, they're immediately transported to 1920s Muggle Paris. So they're in a small Muggle park with an enormous archway in front of them. And through that archway is where they get their first glimpse into Place Cachet and Wizarding Paris. So when the guests arrive, there's sounds of period automobiles and conversation, and it's really more of a soundscape cementing you in the place. But once you get into the Wizarding World, that's when you start to hear some of the iconic Harry Potter scores, period jazz music, and you're just overwhelmed by what's in front of you because it's just massive. It's the only way to describe it.
Yeah, the scale is incredible. I mean, our guests experiencing the Wizarding locations here in our parks today, the facades are around 35 to 40 feet. Our shortest facades are 35 to 40 feet, going up to 65 to 70 feet. It is massive.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And like I said, I always like to compare it to basketball. You said 60 feet, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That is 6 basketball hoops stacked on top of each other. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
humongous.
Or
Yeah,
6
point-
thestrals.
There we go.
Thestrals.
There we go.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay, I won't quote you on that. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, there is a comparison too with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley, right? So what exactly is that, just for a guest to kind of put into perspective how big this land truly is?
Right. So if you think about the main street of Diagon Alley, Diagon Alley is this hidden place within the streets of London. It's an alley. It's inherently narrow, but this is a much wider space. It's really, we constructed a city where you can see the way the city kind of unfolds in front of you. There's different roads and intersections and places to discover, but similar to Diagon Alley, it's a wizarding shopping and dining district. So there's so much activity for the guests. It's not just a pretty place to look at. There's the wand magic, shops, restaurants. We have more than one restaurant for the first time in the Wizarding World. So there's just so much for the guests to uncover as they explore through the land.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, we love to ask about process. So what was the process like for you all creating this area of the park? I mean, I can only imagine sitting down and watching the movies 100 times. Did you all go to Paris? What was that process like for you all creating that?
So it really starts with the source material, like everything Potter. Taking those people that really truly populated the world from their brains, taking classical architecture, taking Art Nouveau, Art Deco, and creating Wizarding Paris from their brains. It's truly a testament to the classical skills that they have, and also to all of the folks back on our team that are executing it to the level that we are. So source material, going back to the original question, source material of the movies. We have a lot of set drawings from the movies, recreating things that you'll see in the movies right on our streets, down to a insane granular level of detail. The dedication is wild.
Yeah. What was it like integrating the Floo powder and all that stuff to this land and integrating this entire process with the attraction that's there?
Right. I mean, it's no secret that Paris and London don't exactly touch. So we had to...
You ruined it for me. I thought this whole time.
Yeah, so we had to develop a way to transport our guests, right? Everything in the Wizarding World is within story and in theme. And so creating a way to utilize something from the films, but in a new way to have really mass transportation. I mean, this is going to be a popular place. It's a city. We have to have a way to move these people. So collaborating with Warner Brothers and with the film creators to create the Metro-Floo. You may be familiar with the Floo powder from the films, like when Harry uses it at the Weasley's house to get to Diagon Alley. So this is taking that same concept, but scaling it for mass transit. So the guests walk into what looks very similar to a French subway station, but rather than a train platform with areas to walk into a train, there's these giant mantle places that the guests will walk through. And just like in the film, the flames of the Floo powder will come up around them and transport them to the British Ministry.
That's wild. That's wild. And I would say that's probably the moment that I'm most excited for. I want to see how they make that magic happen. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be special for sure.
Yeah.
Delivering Floo powder, so iconic. We have platform 9 3/4, which is a really magical moment from the films, and then to create another way to experience something directly from the film for our guests and using it in the way it's intended is just always special.
Well, can you tell us a little bit more about that attraction?
The guests arrive at the British Ministry of Magic on the day of Dolores Umbridge's trial. So the ministry is abuzz with people finally seeing Dolores get what she deserves after all the suffering she put Harry through, all the events of the books. And the guests are going to board lifts to go to the courtroom. On the way, they find out that Umbridge escapes, and they team up with Harry, Ron, and Hermione to take down Umbridge and stop her from returning the time of Lord Voldemort.
Don't forget our new friend Higgledy.
Yeah, we're introducing a new character, Higgledy, who's Dolores Umbridge's former house elf. The guests will get to meet Higgledy in the queue and then go on the journey with her on the attraction.
That's crazy.
So cool.
So I would assume there's more in this land, right? There's a live show there, right? Can you tell us more about that? Because I actually know nothing about this. Can you guys elaborate on the live show?
So if you remember back in Fantastic Beasts and the Crime of Grindelwald, there is a central circus that's taking place run by the ringmaster Skender, who unfortunately loses all of his beasts. So Skender's still around. He's there. We will run into some new faces, some familiar faces, and some wonderful circus acts as well in this really cool multiple tent spaces, and true to like the wizarding tents. Like if you remember when they go to the Quidditch World Cup, and you go into a tent and it's small on the outside and bigger on the inside. We're paying that off. So
you did it?
Yes, we did it.
That's cool.
We did it
with magic.
With magic,
That's crazy.
Real magic.
Okay.
Yeah. So very, very cool show. Guests will be floored. They'll go on an emotional journey that I will let them experience for themselves.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's one of the things in the films I was like, I wonder how that can be in real life, because I would love to do that. Where they get into the tent and it's twice the well, I would say twice the size, 10 times the size.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the first time we've ever developed a full indoor show for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So there was a lot of fun challenges that came with that of how do you design a space that works for a theater, but is still an immersive in-world experience. So there was a lot of learnings for us to figure out how to make that happen, and then paying it off with a show at the caliber that the show is. The story has an unbelievable amount of emotion and heart and excitement. So we're really excited to be able to deliver this new type of experience for our guests at the Wizarding World.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the show too, I hear we're going to come face to face with a lot of magical creatures that we have experienced in the films, right? So which creatures can we look forward to seeing?
Ooh, well, we don't want to give them all away, but there's obviously going to be Nifflers. We can't not have Nifflers in the Wizarding World. So the guests not only will they be able to see Nifflers within the land windows, they'll actually be able to interact with them with some of the wand magic in the land. So getting a chance to not only just see these amazing creatures alive in their environment, being able to have custom one-on-one interactions is going to be really, really special. There also might be some bowtruckles around.
Love the bowtruckles.
there may be some bowtruckles, a demi-guise or two.
Yes.
There's a lot of fun, but we don't want to spoil it too much because we really want the guests to be able to experience it for the first time and have the surprise of seeing their favorite creatures across the entire land.
It's fair.
Is there something you can spoil for me?
Ooh, yes.
What is the food like?
Spectacular.
I want to know about the food.
French cuisine. Of course it's going to be good.
Let's talk about it.
So inside Café L'air de la Sirene, it's a beautiful French cafe environment. When you think about the streets of Paris, Parisian cafes and street-facing cafes are just an iconic piece of that city. So we wanted to deliver that, but with a wizarding twist. So in addition to the exterior patio-style dining that's so iconic, there's just these absolutely gorgeous interior spaces with fantastic beast motifs and all of this incredible artwork and architecture, which just really elevates the dining experience because it's French cuisine, right? You have to pay off the luxury and the richness of the cuisine and the environment, which I think we've paid off in spades. It's a really special place, delicious sandwiches and crepes, and of course some Wizarding World inspired items as well. So it really delivers even more than what you would expect from French cuisine in the Wizarding World.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
I'm pretty sure that's where like fine dining was invented,
right?
I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right?
That's correct.
All three meals.
Wild.
Awesome. Okay.
You never have to leave.
So is that the only restaurant, or are there any other restaurants within the land that we can experience?
Yeah, so actually we have our Le Gobelet Noir, which is over in our Flamels area, which is a very different flavor to the rest of the land. We're kind of revisiting that Harry Potter Diagon Alley raked half timber building medieval feel. So it's a little bit darker of an area. You kind of get the sense when you walk in that the owner of the establishment had one location, and then over the many decades, he's kind of glommed on to the other establishments around. So you have this kind of rabbit's warren sense of discovery as you walk through, each kind of a different style, but you have a lot of kind of darker artifacts. Maybe there's less savory customers, wizards in this area. So as opposed to the bright and shiny of the rest of the world, we have this kind of more darker tavern feel. And with that, the food also reflects that. So we have more of this home cooking European sense that moves away from being very, very French and a little bit more European and international. So a good home cooked meal might be served to you on some pewter, but comfort foods from around the region.
Yeah. Paris is such an international location, so being able to pay off not just French food, but food from across Europe is really key. And maybe there's some hints to some dark wizards that may be hanging around this area as well.
Dark wizards and comfort food. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Keeps you on your toes a little bit while you're eating. What about beverages? Anything else?
Yeah, we're also working closely with our culinary team to create new beverages for the Wizarding World. Obviously, we have a lot of the beverages that guests know and love, like Butterbeer, but delivering cocktails that are more period to that time in France, but with a wizarding twist and new non-alcoholic offerings as well. So there's going to be something new for everyone.
Awesome. And I have to ask, too, you mentioned a little bit about Butterbeer, but how are we going to experience the Butterbeer in the land?
So the Butterbeer is going to be served out of an all-new Butterbeer cart. Of course, there wouldn't typically just be a cart hanging out in Place Cachet. So the Butterbeers actually come in with the circus. So with the circus in town, there's some additional outdoor vending in the space that's really activating the area and offering a guest a nice place to get a sweet cold treat in the middle of the day.
I feel like I remember my first time stepping into each of the areas and just the awe on my face and the wonder. What do you hope guests just feel and experience their first time walking in there, and even really after their first time going?
Right. Well, I think we have a really unique opportunity to pay off two different types of reactions, because when the guests walk into Place Cachet, it's a space that they've never experienced before. So not only are they going to get to experience a new side of the Wizarding World, but they're going to get to experience this enormous environment that they've seen on film, but they don't know as intimately as they may know Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley. But then in addition to this new experience, we have the British Ministry of Magic, one of the most iconic spaces in the entire world. So having the ability to have this new experience, but then also something so close to the fans' hearts and so familiar like the British Ministry is just going to be really special. I mean, people are going to cry. I think I'm going to cry.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
That's normal. It's normal at this point.
Yeah,
you go into a new land with us and you cry.
Yeah.
I think what's really exciting is we're going to really be a multi-sensory experience. You're going to feel the cobblestones under your feet. You're going to smell a candy store. You're going to hear French language being spoken and be engulfed in jazz and the scores from the film. So it's truly for everybody, and everybody will be able to take something away from it. It's just going to be like, we're in France.
Is there any shopping involved there?
Oh, yeah. We've got retail locations for sure.
Okay.
So we all know and love Ollivanders, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Paris has to do its own thing. Paris, the House of Couture, the home of Couture, has its very own premier wand maker, Cosme Acajor. Cosme Acajor and her house of wand making, or as they say in French, Baguettes Magique.
Which is not magic bread.
It's not
to
magic
be
bread.
clear.
That is how you say it.
Thank you for clearing that
Yes,
up.
Baguette Magique is wand in French.
Love it.
Her philosophy, unlike Ollivanders, which is very the wand chooses the wizard, she's more that haute couture. The wizard influences the wand. So we'll have a whole new line of specialty wands that are custom to Cosme Acajor that the guests will be able to purchase and explore with their magic throughout the land. And the designs are absolutely gorgeous. They truly live up to a Parisian sensibility of style. So definitely one of the retail places that people should beeline towards. We also have our department store, Galeries Mirifiques, which is paying off that Art Deco style that is very quintessential to the 1920s, 1930s. And guests will be able to purchase a lot of home goods and robes and wonderful things in there, and maybe run into some nifflers. I don't know.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
With Cosme, sorry.
No, you first.
With Cosme Acajor, we also have the ability to have her in the park where the guests will actually get to interact with Cosme in and around her shop, cast magic with Cosme. And of course, there are some British imported Ollivander's wands as well for those traditionalists in Paris.
I like how you labeled that. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Is there anything that you guys are most excited for? Like if you had to say something you were most excited for this entire experience, what would it be?
I think I'm most excited for the guests to come face to face with all these beasts in so many different ways, right? And just being able to see these creatures that are so fantasized. And, in the Harry Potter books and movies, these creatures are so carefully created. There's so much thought behind them. They're familiar yet not of this world. And being able to deliver that and have the guests come face to face with these amazing, fantastic beasts is just going to be really special.
What about you, Cara?
I think I'm really excited for guests to be challenged by the language. Because we
are.
We have not shied away. We have not shied away. You are in Paris. Things are in French. So definitely download your translation apps and have them on hand because you're going to want to know what every single thing says.
The magic really is in the details, not only just the beasts that are carved throughout the land and the wizarding details, but also the Easter eggs. This world is connected to the entire Harry Potter universe. So being able to intersperse those little Easter eggs where appropriate is really fun for the hardcore fans.
Can you tell us any of those Easter eggs, or is it got to stay a secret?
That ruins the fun.
We just have to look in every single crevice when we're walking in there, and the buildings are tall, so we're gonna have a lot of looking to do.
Yeah, 60. Oh my God, Thestrals.
Yeah.
60 Thestrals. I've never seen one.
That's a good thing.
Exactly. I've never seen one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I have one last question, and I was actually gonna see if we can guess it first.
Oh yes.
What are your
Yes.
Hogwarts houses now?
Ooh.
Can
We
I
have to guess?
can I guess first?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say you are a Ravenclaw.
That's such a compliment, but I'm a Gryffindor.
You're a Gryffindor. Okay. Gryffindor crew.
Wow.
Okay.
Hufflepuff.
I'm with her.
Man, I'm so borderline, but I'm actually a Ravenclaw.
Two
okay.
Ravenclaws.
Yeah, two for
That
two
is
wrong.
cool.
Yeah. Well, Gryffindor. Boom.
It's all right. We're like and how many? We just can't guess. It's okay.
I'm getting
It's
better
okay.
at it. I'm getting better at it.
Can
I
we
think
guess
I think I was good with
yours?
Austin.
Yeah.
Can we guess your
ours.
Hogwarts
Please do.
houses?
Yeah.
Gryffindor.
The red shirt gave it away. You're practically in robes.
Okay.
What do you think?
Ravenclaw.
No?
Hufflepuff.
Yes.
Ah.
Nice.
She's two for
Good
two.
job.
See, I go for
Maybe
two
I
too.
should be a
Don't feel bad.
Ravenclaw.
Well, just want to thank you both so much for being here today and just digging even deeper into the story of this land that we get to experience so soon. I'm so looking forward to it. And I know all of the Harry Potter fans and even those who are not quite familiar with the stories yet, just getting to see this for the first time. So thank you both for being here, for all the work you've done so far, and to your amazing team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having us. It was a privilege to be here, and we're excited to talk about all the work the team has been doing to bring this thing to life.
Okay, it was so cool hearing even more about the background of this land. I can't wait to experience it. I think we're going to pick up on so many different Easter eggs and things just based off of what they shared.
I need to see the Metro-Floo.
Yeah.
Immediately. Stat.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I need to eat all the food, and I need to see Le Cirque Arcanus. I mean, they couldn't share a ton about that show quite yet because they want to leave it to us to kind of discover
Which I'm okay
it on
with.
our own.
I'm okay with a little
Yes.
bit, like so we can be surprised for the first time.
But I want to see all the creatures coming to life in that show. It's going to be, I mean, the whole thing. I just can't even wrap my head around how this is going to be. It's going to be amazing for Harry Potter fans and also just new fans to the franchises. It's going to be amazing.
I would agree.
I can't wait.
I would agree. So you want to get into the Take 5 Rewind?
We should definitely do that.
All right. Number 5, it is immersive and family friendly. So the entire family can come and enjoy this park and also be immersed with things like new wands that may or may not be coming. And for the attraction, you just need to be a minimum of 40 inches to ride.
Number 4, food and beverage. There's going to be 2 dining experiences within the land offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner options for the whole entire family. And of course, there's going to be Butterbeer, or as they say in Wizarding Paris, bière au beurre.
So number 3, we have shopping. Of course, there's places to buy candy and other places to buy plenty of Harry Potter merch, but there may be some brand new wands coming to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic.
Number 2, attractions and entertainment. We have Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry, which is going to be the flagship attraction in this land, as well as a brand new live show, Le Cirque Arcanus.
And number 1, we have atmosphere. Now, guests are going to be able to experience 1920s Wizarding Paris, which is something that has never been done here at the park.
I can't wait to experience it in 2025, along with everything else at Universal Epic Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dylan, as always, for today. Thank you to our amazing guests. Thank you to Michelle, our production team, and thank you for watching this episode of the Discover Universal podcast. As always, we have all the details in the description below. Click the link to our website to get more details on Universal Epic Universe and more. We'll see you next time. They're just ramping up the fuel for this love and Harry Pop. Blah, 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 blah.
Harry Plopper. Sorry. I'm sorry. Continue.